While we're waiting, I would love if y'all can go ahead and throw in the chat box where you're signed in from. We really like to see where everyone is located. Welcome to our Saltbox members and our non-Saltbox members. We're really happy to have you. What's up, guys? So I love these. As if y'all have been coming for a while, you know, these are definitely a crowd favorite. This is an opportunity for us to really grow and get to meet other people at other locations and hear about what our other members are up to, which is, you know, always a really cool thing. Everyone on our Saltbox team is really inspired by the work that y'all do. So I wanted to share a little bit about the background and the reasoning behind our name, of why we name these the Concrete Conversations. And just wanted to say here that we really do want to put an emphasis on the word conversation, and just want this to be something that's interactive and engaging, you know, safe space to share and have fun. We do have presenters each week, but would love comments and feedback either in real time or in the chat box over on the right. I'll drop some polls throughout the call, so please feel free to join in and participate. If you are new today, welcome. Our format is different than usual. We have 5 presenters today from all of our locations: Atlanta, Seattle, and Dallas. And then I will be sort of moderating, just kicking it off with announcing who's going to be speaking. I won't go into too much detail because I really want your companies and your brands to shine, but I will announce your company, your name, and where you're located, and then we'll share any resources or presentations throughout. So, so great to see everybody here. Yeah, Angela, you're fine. I'm just gonna, I'll just invite you to come on to the stage when it's your time to present, and I will share your presentation for you. So kicking it off here is going to be Kimberly with Power Woman. She is located in Dallas. I'm going to go ahead and let me see, add her.
Hello? Hi, can anybody hear me? I think it's connecting. Let's see. Y'all can hear me? Can y'all see me? No, you can't see me.
We can hear you really well, but your images hasn't loaded yet.
Okay. Should I wait, or has the presentation loaded?
Yes, the presentation is on the screen, and I can walk. Can you see the screen?
I can see the screen, yeah.
Great, yeah. So if you want to just let me know when I can go to the next slide whenever, or I mean, if you're okay, able to, you can move it yourself.
It looks like I can do it myself.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Let me see.
All right. I'm going to exit the screen.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Leslie.
Great, yay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start, and then hopefully y'all will be able to see me, because I am wearing a really cute outfit. So we are Power Woman. We are actually located at the Saltbox in Dallas, Texas. So Power Woman is a brand that primarily focuses on providing blazers for women that are both functional and representative of where she is in her life. So, for example, if you are a woman in the workforce and you have ever had to wear blazers, you've probably had to wear a black, blue, gray blazer, and most likely none of them had pockets. So not only have you been forced to wear something that doesn't say anything about who you are, but it's also a blazer that doesn't even like work for you. It doesn't even serve you during your day. So what we did at Power One was basically solve this problem for ourselves, because we needed it. Miriam and I needed it. We were in car sales and we couldn't even carry our business cards. We couldn't even carry our phones and keys. And most importantly, when we would go on these test drives with strangers, we couldn't even have like pepper spray because there were no pockets to carry that in. So we created a blazer that served us And in turn, it ended up being something that a lot of our friends wanted as well. So Power Woman, we like to make sure that our community is not empowering, but celebrating every woman in it. So we like to make sure we give you the tools to be your best self, which means we have pockets for your tampons, for your lipstick, your pen, your credit card, so that if a client says, hey, let's go take lunch, you're able to go get up and go get lunch immediately. You don't have to go get your purse or anything like that. So the Power One pockets that we have are 4 in total. We have 2 outside pockets, which are big enough to hold your phone, and your whole fist actually fits inside of it. If you ever seen a woman's clothing item and it has pockets, if you're lucky enough and it has pockets, the pockets are usually tiny, which makes no sense. We need real pockets, and we need adult-sized pockets. Then on the inside, you have a large pocket for your cell phone or your credit cards and business cards. But you also have a smaller pocket for your tampon and pen and lipsticks. And then you're able to kind of modify the pockets as you wish with how you're going to use them. These are the blazers that we have. We even have a toddler or little girl blazer so that she can match her mom or aunt or godmother, whoever is in her life that is a strong presence. This comes from our desire when we were little girls to dress like our moms. And she also has pockets just like her mom or aunt does for pockets. The pockets actually match the adult blazer perfectly, so she can carry her fruit pouches, her toys, her rocks, whatever she may need. And a lot of the times we actually collaborate with local female artists here in Dallas as well, so that when you're buying a Power Woman blazer, you're actually supporting 2 companies, 2 female-owned companies. This one in particular is called the Kenzie, and the lining was a painting done by Kenzie, and we actually put it in there. So whenever you would buy the Kenzie, you were wearing art and you would support both Kenzie and Power Woman. And that is one of our proudest moments. We are actually doing a lot more of this concept with new artists and of course with Kenzie, because we think this is the coolest thing to be able to do so much with one item. These are some of our previous Power Women that we love to show off because we always get to be with them during their most important moments, which is so special. And so here they are. We're a direct-to-consumer brand, but we also do a lot of pop-up shops, and we have a physical store partnership here in Dallas at West Village. It's called MKT, if you're ever in town. And we have had a lot of great success. We launched right before COVID, which was probably the worst timing for blazers because everybody stopped wearing blazers because everybody thought they didn't need them. Luckily, Zoom came along and everybody did, realized that they couldn't actually look like they rolled out of bed on Zoom meetings. So blazers came back in style, but there was a period of 6 months that were absolutely terrifying because I had quit my job and I had just had a baby and we had just started a business. So as of today, we've sold over 700 blazers. We have had a lot of great traction on TV with news anchors, news articles, podcasts, and we've even received a few grants to help us out, which has been awesome. And this is our team. You are hearing myself, Kimberly, speaking. This is Miriam, my co-founder. We met in car sales at Sewell. And this is Anna. She is our CFO, our resident genius. She's at UC Berkeley getting her MBA, and we use her for all the numbers. But yeah, that is Power Woman.
Sharing, Kimberly. I have a couple questions for you. So the first one being, do all 3 of y'all work in the warehouse? And like, are y'all doing a lot of your fulfillment yourself, or can you talk about your setup there?
So I wish you could see the camera because I'm actually in my warehouse right now and we decked it out. I mean, when Katie, who toured the warehouse with us, told us, yeah, you can like customize the warehouse, we took that as like the green light to basically move in. And so there's wallpaper here. We have like lights up. It looks awesome. And so I'm the one that is mainly in the warehouse every day. Miriam still works a full-time job at Sewell 6 days a week. And then Anna's in California. So I'm the main one that's here doing shipping, all of that. I do have my friend here actually. She loves the warehouse too, so she's working out of it because she works from home and she just moved to Texas. So she's sitting here keeping me company. But we use a warehouse for shipping. We use it for social media, so filming reels, content, photo shoots, because there's a photo studio around the corner. I use it for any type of meeting that I may have, because I have it set up to where I can take any visitors. So we used this warehouse to the last drop.
Yeah, y'all are really scrappy, it sounds like. And
Yeah.
I've seen the warehouse, it looks amazing. I actually just shared a link to your website if
Oh,
anyone
thank you.
wants to click into there. And I think I've seen on your Instagram that you do have pictures of your suite if anyone wants to go take a look there.
Yeah.
Last question. Are y'all doing anything unique or different for Black Friday this year? Or are you going to kind of keep it, kind of doing the same? I know everyone's facing kind of weird challenges. So I'd love to hear if you've thought of that through at all.
Sure. So, with Black Friday or any type of discount oriented holidays or events, we like to tread really carefully, because what we want to avoid is creating a customer who is dependent or waits on those discounts to purchase. So we like to create a customer who purchases regardless and doesn't necessarily wait for discounts. So when we do these discounts, we don't do a lot of announcing. We just kind of do it randomly, and we don't do it where they can expect it. So Black Friday is a tough one because everybody expects a discount then.
Right.
And we already do free shipping. So we like to tread carefully around that. And if we do discounts, it's not like, for example, it's very random. We want the customer to not be prepared and not be expecting it at all.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I think sounds like what you're doing is working, and y'all have beautiful stuff. I hear we have a Saltbox branded blazer coming down the line.
Yeah, we already have a blue one. So that'd be great.
Brad is asking, last question, how big is your space? How much square footage do you have?
So I have the second biggest. That sounds wrong. I'm second from smallest warehouse, right? I'm not sure how many square feet it is. Again, I wish I could show you guys, but it's not the largest warehouse. I don't have like the huge one. I'm getting there though. I'm already asking Katie about it, but our warehouse is the second smallest.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up and I'll share. I can find it.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. That was awesome. So glad you're here, and best of luck.
Thank you so much. And then if anybody has any questions for us, we would be happy to answer them either during this conversation or afterwards. We're always open to connecting at any time.
Okay, great. Next up, we have Andrew with Age Advantage. I'm going to close this stuff out here. Let's see. Okay, and then remove from the stage. I feel like we need like music in the middle. There we go. Hey, Andrew.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
I'm going to go ahead and leave so you can have the floor. If you need me to come back on, just let me know. And we usually keep it around like 5 to 10 minutes. So if you want to present, you can share your screen, and then I'll share your coupon codes at the end.
Okay, that'll be great. Also, I just emailed you, Leslie. I happen to have some pictures of when I first moved into my warehouse, what it looked like and what it looks like as we added stuff. You may even have a current one, because in our last presenter talking about the warehouse, we're now busting at the seams in ours. So I'm Andrew Strickman. I am the founder and the Chief Innovation Officer of Age Advantage Brands. Just a brief history.
Andrew, tell them where you are also. I forgot to mention where you are, because you've been here.
I'm in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm in the Upper West Side Saltbox. Just briefly, the company started in 2001 as Age Advantage Skincare. Actually, these are a few of our, not the same packaging, but these are our first 4 products that we came out with in 2001 as Age Advantage Skincare. And they're natural products. These days, you only need to be 60% natural to claim you're natural. Our products are anywhere from 95 to 100% natural and very high efficacy. So as time went on, we grew. Actually, we were doing multiple seven figures our fourth year of business. Unfortunately, I had a contract manufacturer that was not real ethical. And when he saw our growth going from UPS delivering products to us to 18 wheelers delivering products, he actually started knocking them off, which is not uncommon with small contract manufacturers. So I became infuriated. I cut him off, not realizing it was in effect going to put me out of business. And coincidentally, at the time, I met at the International Esthetician and Spa Show in Las Vegas. A fellow comes into my 10 by 10 booth. His name is John Cressati. And he had a 30 by 30 booth because he was president of a large contract manufacturer in the Northeast called June Jacobs Labs. And he liked our products, and we became friends. And I've now had a 16-year relationship with him. So when we went upside down, due to me cutting off the manufacturer, John then became a consultant with many large contract manufacturers. He's actually a chemist and a pharmacist. And he's the guy, when the FDA's coming in, they fly him in to deal with the FDA. So I was very fortunate. So he was able then to start making small batches of our products because we basically went upside down. And then we maintained some of our retail partners because I refer to our stores that we deal with. They're not our customers. Their customers are our customers. So ultimately, we have the same customer. Therefore, they are our retail partners. So to fast forward, I actually started a few other companies, was living off reorders from a handful of accounts. And then about 4 or 5 years ago, got refocused because the skincare business wasn't going anywhere. It was always going to be there. And then, so it was Age Advantage Skincare. Then my business colleague, John, which also I'll mention, there are some Saltbox members who I have referred to John, and John's, because he is now, for the last 4 years, he is an owner and a partner in a 75,000 square foot contract manufacturing facility right outside of Nashville called Music City Laboratories. So I have actually referred some Saltbox members that he, sort of a collaboration, he's now making their products. So then about 4 years ago, the end of 2017, John calls me up. We talk all the time, but he called me up and he said, "Hey, Andrew, you need to come up with a age advantage product for CBD," because his plant at the time was filling hundreds of thousands of bottles for some of the companies that started back then. I unfortunately didn't listen to him. I didn't get on it until the end of 2018. Then what I did, because our skincare products we sell primarily to independently owned health food stores, pharmacies, and we white label our products to a number of high-end skincare centers. And when I met John in 2006, he pulled out all the parabens, which is what companies today are saying we have no parabens. Excuse me. We've been utilizing retinol and hyaluronic acid and alpha lipoic acid and CoQ10, all these things that people are touting now, we've had for 19, 20 years. So what I did is I called up the owners of a handful of health food stores that had been carrying our skincare brand for at least 6 or 8 years at that time and still do. And I had them educate me. Although it's still confusing today, it was really confusing at the end of 2018. So beginning of 2019, we launched our brand CBD Made Easy. Everyone says they got the greatest CBD in life. I chuckle at that because there's no such thing. You can only make a product so good. And our products happen to be as good as they get. And the same is true with our skincare. So I was working out of an apartment. Then I moved into a house, 2-bedroom house. I'm single. So the second bedroom became inventory and my office. Then we were growing when we launched CBD Made Easy at the end of January of 2019. Now my desk had to go into my sunroom because the other bedroom was total inventory. And then in September of 2019, on a Saturday night, I looked up shared warehouse, thinking, because I'd never heard of anything like Saltbox, thinking somebody's got a warehouse that'll rent me a corner and I've got some space. And lo and behold, Saltbox popped up. And I opened it up, I looked at it, and I said, wow, what an idea. Never heard of that before. So I made a appointment for a tour right away. When I came to the Atlanta facility, it was under construction. The office that I'm sitting in now was nothing but metal framing. The warehouse was done. And so I patiently waited until they were completed, and I moved in the middle of December of 2019. Probably the best business decision I've ever made. So now that we had CBD Made Easy, I actually got a call from a woman in Florida who had purchased our product from one of our retail partners, Healthway of Vero Beach in Vero Beach. And she said, what's a skincare business doing in the CBD business? So it made me think, she's got a good point. So many good and bad actors are jumping into the CBD market. I found that to be a good question. So I reincorporated as Age Advantage Brands. Age Advantage Skincare is one of our brands. CBD Made Easy is one of our brands. And then we have two other skincare brands. One is Manifest for Men, and the other is Rage Skincare. And to be candid, skin is skin. They're all the same products. Anybody who tells you formulated by men, for men, that's all marketing. The amount people need to use depends on their age, the amount of sun damage, the amount of any other sort of aging as to what they would actually use. So I reincorporated as Age Advantage Brands, and that's what we do. That's the Reader's Digest version. Okay, I guess I'm on my own here. Leslie, do you want to ask me something?
Yeah. First of all, thanks for sharing. I wanted to say Andrew is offering a code for 50% off. The code is Saltbox, and it works on his website that I just shared, CBD Made Easy, and on his other site, which I will also share. But you can also just go to either website and enter the code at checkout. But his other website is Age Advantage Skincare. Andrew, I would love if you could also share, I know you haven't fully thought this through yet, but if you have anything you can share for the holidays, or maybe your favorite products that you offer.
Sure, I'd be happy to. What I'll do is I'll share with you, even though the manifest, because when I moved in here, we were doing gangbusters, obviously. And then, of course, the pandemic hit. And we survived just fine, but gaining new accounts was very difficult, but we maintained with existing accounts. And so now it's, hard to find people. We're in the process, because I have two offices here and a warehouse. And one of the offices I got in June for the purpose, because we do everything by inside sales. I've been competing with companies with outside sales forces successfully for years. We do it by phone. And we really don't sell. We enlighten, we educate. If it's a fit, we're in business. If it's not a fit, then we're not. And so, excuse me, I should have turned my ringer off. So what we're doing is, and I've got products. This is something that I've done for years. And I'm going to illustrate it for the holidays. This is a full-size Manifest for Men. And this happens to be the Wrinkle Repair Retinol Night Serum. What I do for the holidays every year is I make these little gift sets where they are half the size of the full one. I order these bags from US Box. Okay, they're very inexpensive. Where it says Daily Regimen, this is simply 2 4x6 photo papers. And normally, because this is just for demonstration, it normally has description of the products and so forth in it. And we print these things out, we glue them together with a glue stick, and then trim the top, and here you go. Here's the end result. And I've done this type of thing for years. We're thinking about doing one with the CBD, where we have 15 milliliter bottles of some of the top ones as opposed to the full-size ones. What has wound up happening 9 out of 10 times, and of course, we're dealing with stores, although people do an e-commerce and we're trying to grow in that space. These have become permanent SKUs. Every single year when we come up with something that we do as a little gift set, it becomes so popular and a more inexpensive way for people to try our products that it becomes an ongoing item. So that is something that, I need to kind of get busy with it, because primarily with the stores, they're bringing stuff in before, around the second week of November for the holidays. Another thing that I'm doing to prepare, there was a gentleman that used to be here at Saltbox when I first came here. His name is Gamal Codner. And prior to the pandemic, Saltbox was great in that about once a month or every couple of weeks, they would have a lunch and learn and clear out the furniture in the front reception area, bring in lunch, okay, invite other people that were not members, which obviously was to expose them to Saltbox, but it was a great concept. And we learned from it. And Gamal led a 4-week thing. As a matter of fact, Paul, one of the founders here, led one of them, discussing logistics and shipping and things like this. And so Gamal and I became friends, and Gamal is a instructor on Shopify Compass, and he has a background that 7 years ago he learned Facebook advertising. And somebody he knew that had an e-commerce business said to him, if you'll help me, I'll give you 50%. So if I recall correctly from the lunch and learn, within a couple months, Gamal, due to his efforts, was making 6 figures a month. So then he's so skilled at this, he has a course. He charges $5,000. It's like for a day or two. And he has, just to be, very candid about Gamal, he has clients that have paid him for his course that are doing $1 million businesses now. So finally, in 2017, because Gamal really doesn't do much of that anymore, because he finally decided, why not come out with my own brand? So he has something heritage. I forget the exact name.
Fresh Heritage, yeah.
Yes. And
I'm going to try to see if he'll come on and do a presentation at some point.
So Gamal, Andrew, and as it turns out,
Sorry, I'm so sorry. For the sake of time, we're already halfway through. I want to make sure we have 3 more people to present.
Oh, okay. Well, I sent you the link because Gamal sent me a link.
Right.
Since we're friends, and I shared it with Leslie. Yeah. So for the holidays, I'm watching this thing, so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, Candace, we hope to do that as well. We would love to return to doing more stuff like that now that we're, moving past COVID times. All right. Next up is Angela with Bamblu. Angela is also located in our Atlanta office, or a warehouse, I should say. Angela, if you want to hop on, I can share your presentation. I think you might be muted.
Okay.
There you go. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to see you. I'm going to leave the stage.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to come on and talk to you guys. I'm so proud to be a part of this network at Saltbox. My name is Angela Hawkins. I'm the owner and founder of Bamblu. Bamblu is a sleep company. We like to say that we offer our customers a suite of luxury products from bedding to pajamas to get you the rest you need so you can live the life you want. And our primary products are made of Made, as Leslie said, in the Atlanta West Side location. We've been there since December, so we're coming up on a year, which is so exciting. We have, I've similar to Andrew, I've been stalking Saltbox since the beginning. I remember coming in for the initial walkthrough and it was still a construction zone. So I had a decision to make at that point in time, whether I was going to go with the warehouse solution or if I was going to go with a 3PL. And unfortunately, I made the decision to go with the 3PL because I wanted to focus on the business and leave the shipping to someone else. It didn't go as planned, and I quickly course corrected and came over to Saltbox, and it was the best decision I have made for my business in a really long time. Bamblu started in 2017, and it started with as a bedding company. It was strictly bedding. It was actually called something different as well. But after getting to know my customer and actually going out and seeking my customer and building that customer base, I realized that there was a lot of education around bamboo that needed to be had. And that education was it was a hard conversion to go from not knowing anything about bamboo to paying $200 for sheets when you're used to typically paying less than 50 at some TJ Maxx or Macy's, what have you. So I actually created another layer of the business, which was the pajamas. And it was an easier conversion to get people to try the pajamas. And what I found was that people love it. Whenever they touch the fabric, they fall in love with the brand. And then I can then talk people into the benefits of the bamboo bedding. People love the brand. They love to touch it, feel it. It feels different in the hand. It feels different on the skin. Anyone that is a Bamblu customer will let you know that their experience with Bamblu is completely different. The reason why I designed the company was because I was trying to solve a sleep problem for my husband. I sleep fine. I have no problem sleeping, but my husband was a troubled sleeper. And I realized that in order to make sure that I got the rest that I needed so that I can go about my day at full capacity, I needed to solve his sleep problem. So as we started looking at bedding and mattresses and pillows and just couldn't figure out what it was that was causing him to sleep so uncomfortably. He was sweating through the night. He was so uncomfortable that he would stay awake most nights watching TV and just couldn't get him to get good restful sleep. So when I thought about it from a health perspective, from a scientific perspective. His skin was reacting to something that was causing him to sweat and overheat at night. And when I decided to give him another solution besides the cooling mattresses and the cooling blankets, and we even tried changing the detergent, I was like, well, natural fibers do something different for the body. Let me try that. And I tried bamboo, and it completely changed the way that he slept. And it was a noticeable change that even my husband could, recognize. He said, I slept through the night. That was great. I felt cool. I didn't sweat. What was that? And I explained to him it was a natural fiber bedding. And at that point, I was at the point where I wanted to come back into entrepreneurship, but I was looking for that outlet where I could solve a problem for a large percentage of the community without focusing on the pretty nice, decorative pieces of bedding. So that's where I kind of looked at it. I was like, well, if this could solve it for him, this isn't just my husband. This is sleep detriment. That's a lot of people. 40% of Americans are sleep deprived. That's 40% of Americans who are not living their best life. That's 40% of Americans who are not showing up to work as their full selves, who are not able to concentrate and focus on their families on regular and with their full capacity. These people are also driving cars and trucks and things like that, and they're tired, they're sleep deprived. So if I can offer a solution to get you a better night's sleep so that you can be the best you can be, that's solving a problem. So I went all in with it, and that's how Bamblu came about. I love the reaction that I get from my customers. I love reading the reviews on the site. People have really adapted to what the message is that I'm pushing, and I stand behind the product. I think it's a fantastic product. I realized the other night I fell asleep and I didn't have on my pajamas when I fell asleep, and I woke up in the middle of the night and went to go put on my Bamblu, and I said, I am a customer. Because when I put it on, it makes a difference. It makes a difference to how you sleep, how you feel. The material on your skin almost feels like a soft caress, and that's what I want to portray when I built this company. It's something that I can be proud of, something that serves the community because I'm hiring within the community, which is awesome. And being a part of this Saltbox community gives me another opportunity to expand and scale on a bigger level. I was running out of my house, my office at home for a little while, and then I got a storage unit. But I knew I wasn't ready for a full-on warehouse. And then lo and behold, here comes a salt box, which just solved so many problems for me. Not only did it give me the size space that I needed, but it also gave me an opportunity to scale when I need to and leverage all of the opportunities that they have there with the elastic workforce and not having to, set up my own accounts with the shippers. All of these things came to pass right when I needed them. And I think that a lot of us here can agree that this is a very unique opportunity to be a part of this community. And I love the fact that we're doing things like this, the concrete conversations, because it gives us an opportunity to see who else is in here. But it also gives us an opportunity to see how we can leverage it and make it even bigger and better. I think Leslie, welcome back.
We love you here. We've gotten to know you really well, and you've had some really good growth. I would love to hear kind of like after you had some good growth, once you reach that next level, like what are kind of like your biggest hurdles today? I mean, aside from obvious ones like supply.
Oh, you don't want to talk about supply chain right now?
We don't want to talk about it right now. Like what are just some things that like, or I don't know, some things that maybe, you like have overcome, or something that you feel like has been something you've been working at that you've addressed and have made some improvements
I think one of my biggest areas that I need to focus on as I scale the business is team. One of the best options that really sold me on Saltbox was the flexible workforce. But one of the crutches that I have is the flexible workforce, because I need to, in order to really scale the way I need to, I have to have full complement of certain positions in place. And I think that right now I'm growing. I definitely am growing, and I've hired in the last month 4 people, and so that that is a huge difference for me. But I think at the same time, it's a scary position to be in, because I'm putting, I was a solopreneur for so long, but I can't do this on my own. I hustled my way to 6 figures, and then I hustled my way to the middle of 6. But when I want to get to those multiple 7 figures, it has to be with a team. And so some of the really pivotal roles that I had are probably the most scary to relinquish to somebody else. And so bringing in those people, I think it recently is going to change the game for Bamblu in 2022. And I'm really looking forward to see where we go from here. I know where it is because, I'm a visionary and I have it in my mind where we're going, but I can't wait to see it come to pass.
Yeah. I love that. I know you've been talking about that for a while. So 2022, here we come. The one thing I wanted to mention, Angela's talking about the elastic workforce. That is something that we offer at Saltbox for our members, where you can work with someone on our team with really a range of services, anything from like your fulfillment to helping organize your suite. And it's a really nice feature. We like joked with Angela though that, we did so much work for her at one point that then she didn't need us anymore. And we were like, oh, that kind of shot ourselves in the foot.
No, I always need you. And every time I think right now my biggest issue is planning ahead for what I need. Cause I'll do something and I'll see, I have a lot of levers that I push and pull, and I'll push a lever and the sales will just rocket. And then I'm like, oh my God, let me get the people in here to pack these orders, and they're booked because everybody needs them. Everybody loves the elastic workforce. You're giving us an option to leverage people who are skilled at what they do and what we need. And, so now it's, you got to fight to get the people you need.
Yeah. And then we feel like we're a part of your team and vice versa. So there's that like ownership piece, I think, than if you just hire someone on, Thumbtack or something like that. Okay, one last thing I wanted to ask. If someone is starting out new at your site, what is the one thing you recommend them starting with?
I would recommend starting, if you are new to Bamblu, I would recommend starting with a set of pajamas. And you're going to get an opportunity to feel the fabric and see if it's for you. And I have not met a person that it wasn't for yet. But feel the fabric, see if it's for you. And then I invite you to come back and try the sheets. There's also an opportunity, if you wanted to try the bedding first, to order a set of pillowcases. But my favorite product by far is the bedding. I designed it. I had my hands all in it, and I'm very proud of that. But I was surprised myself when I got the first set of sheets. I was like, this is fabulous. So I would definitely say try the pajamas first and then come back for the sheets.
Sweet. Yep. And if anyone's interested in trying Angela's stuff, she's offering a code SLTBX21.
And that code is good until Friday. So try it now and let me know what you think. 20% is a bigger discount than I typically give my community. So take advantage. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. All righty. Next up, we have Katura. Katura is with Torie Square, and she's located in Atlanta as well. And I am going to invite you onto the stage. So hopefully your camera should turn on in just a second. And there we go. And I think you're muted, Katura. I'm going to share, hey girl, I'm going to share your website. Katura is also offering a discount code of SALT15 for 15% off. So I'll just leave your website up here on the side. Oh, I think you might still be muted. Hold on. All right, go ahead. No, turn microphone on. Try again. Now, can you try again?
Okay, now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Perfect. So you can hear me now? Okay. Yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm like, what is going on? Now I can't hear you if you're talking.
After we started, I am just gonna hop off and let you present. Okay. And so I'm actually like my audio is not on. But if you look over on the right hand side, there's the chat box, and people might ask you questions, or if you want to ask any questions to the group, you can throw those in there as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm leaving now. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay. So thank you for having me. I jumped on a little late. I had a client to take care of, but I've enjoyed hearing you guys. So let me tell you a little bit about Torie Square. It is a swimwear boutique that I created with the thought in mind of it being a destination. We help you pack your bags if you're going on your dream vacation, or maybe it's just your staycation here at home, where you're, at your pool, you're wanting to be very cozy, basically building around swimwear and athleisure. So I have curated a whole collection of things that I love and I think that are just make women feel wonderful and confident. I have designed my own collection as well, so I invite you to check that out. It's called Forever Wild, and I'll be coming out with a new collection pretty soon as well. So it started around 2019, And I was feeling creative. And after being an employee for years and years, all of my adult life, I decided I want to do something creative and something using my customer service skills that just allowed me freedom and some creative space. So as far as coming to Saltbox, every month I was going to a Shopify meetup. And for Christmas, I guess it was December, for Christmas, we did a meetup at Saltbox. So we had the tour and they told us all about Saltbox offering, the warehouse capabilities and being a great place for entrepreneurs, e-commerce business owners to work out of. So for me, I really like the idea of just networking and being alongside other business owners. And then COVID hit, and actually just before COVID, the building that my office was in was sold. So everyone in my building had to leave. We had maybe a 6-week notice, and I was in between offices. So I was thinking, I heard about Saltbox. I was there, saw the facility, loved it, loved the idea of it. So checked in there and ended up getting the community membership just because I wanted to, just kind of, it was filling in the gap basically. But even though I found a new office, probably about a month or two later, I've literally been at Saltbox for a year and a half. So I think that speaks to just the atmosphere there and the people that work out there, because I really haven't needed to use the space. It's just somewhere I like to go and clear my head and work, just changing it up besides being at home or my normal office where I do all of my shipping. So I'm able to do all my shipping from my other office. I come into Saltbox just to kind of think or sometimes take phone calls and just kind of chill out. It gives me a little variety in my day. And Leslie, yes, you need a beach vacation.
Yeah. And I always love seeing your smiling face. And I know you've even used some of our staff as models, which I am not one of them. But it's fun to see some people some familiar faces. I'm just curious, like, do you see a lot of like sales through the holidays? Excuse me, considering that you're selling, swimsuits and kind of more like warm weather stuff.
Yes, absolutely. So people are always, planning the next vacation. They do winter vacations. So the swimsuits actually don't stop. But I will say that through COVID, especially, what I learned to do is just kind of expand more of that cozy feel during the holidays. So people buy into that. And I've also brought in gift and accessories, or I guess I should say accessories that can be given as gifts, because you're not really giving a swimsuit to anyone as a gift. That's one of those things you kind of just let them do because of sizes or, style. So I've kind of, been able to navigate through all of that and bring in things that complement the swimwear.
Yeah, I love that. I saw you added like kind of a little bit of that lounge wear to give you like the cozy thing that you could honestly wear as like a cover up, but it's also like you could wear to lounge around the house. So that's super cool. Right. Well, thank you so much. I wanted to add that Katura has a code as well, SALT15 for 15% off. And you can just click right into her website there.
Thank you. Yes. Enjoy. Like there's a lot of different things on there. It's not just swimwear, but there's nice swimwear cover-ups. There's a lot of athleisure, jewelry. It kind of, once again, it's kind of like it's a capsule for packing for your vacation or for your staycation. So there's a variety of things there.
So cool. Well, congrats and thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Great. Yep. Next up, we have Tiffany Chunks from Seattle. Super excited to have you on. If you want to go ahead, I think you can add yourself to the stage. Let's see. There we go. And then I am actually gonna share my screen while you talk so that I can share your presentation. Can y'all see my screen? Tiffany, I think you might still be muted. Oh, you can't unmute. Let me try. Hold on. Hi, sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
My screen here and present. So I'm gonna go ahead and press play.
Okay. Am I here? Can you all hear and see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I just thought I would share some TikToks. To be honest, it's been really fun listening to all of the presenters. When Kimberly came up with that beautiful slideshow, I got scared. I was like, oh, dang. Well, I'm just going to show some TikToks because that's entertaining to watch. They're a little...
It tells your whole story, which is cool. It tells your whole story, which is cool.
Yeah. I hope you guys can kind of see it. It's a little like jumpy, but yeah, this is kind of like footage of us packing in our basement. I had a bunch of people down there, which obviously was not a long-term sustainable thing, but hold on, let me just go to my prepared little thing I had. Okay. So hi everyone. My name is Tiffany Ju. I run an accessories brand called Chunks. We're based out of Seattle, Washington, although I'm originally from Atlanta. So yeah, I rep both cities, and we are proudly and responsibly made in China. I started the Chunks line in 2019 as kind of a pivot from my previous business where I was hand making another product, but I was just burned out after, 5 years of doing that and just realizing that I was my own bottleneck. So that first year of Chunks in 2019, I started out really small, just out of my business, out of my house, out of my basement, and in a little bit of debt, honestly, from my previous business. But 2019 was like a really great year because I really fell in love again with the process of designing and sharing the journey with my audience. And
Tiffany, this is the video of your basement, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I wanted to show that while you were talking about it.
Yeah.
And I think
this is like a little promo video that we did with ShipStation, but yeah, it shows kind of what we were doing.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's a kind of tour of the space. I had this weird little dungeony room in my basement. Yeah, so when the pandemic hit, I was actually in a really lucky position because we were kind of a great quarantine product. The price point was great. It's a fun gift. We couldn't see our friends, so it was just like a really good gift opportunity. And it was a way to kind of have fun with our Zoom outfits and our pandemic hair, which was getting crazy. And so I took this opportunity to kind of lean into 2020. And by the end of 2020, the business had 10x'd. So I think in 2019, we did like maybe 40,000 in sales revenue. And in 2020, we did $500,000.
Wow.
and I hired my first 2 employees, a shipping assistant and a VA. And by the summer of 2021, we had 5 people like working in my basement, and I was starting to kind of look for space because obviously we were outgrowing the basement, and it was just really hard to find anything because everything was like really expensive. Seattle is really expensive, so I was looking at like spaces, way under 1,000 square feet for like 3,500 a month, or they weren't like clean, they weren't ready to move in, or they were in kind of like sketchy areas. So I fully believe that I like manifested Saltbox Seattle, because right when I was like looking for space and couldn't find any, the Saltbox ad popped up on my Instagram feed, and I like signed up right away for a walkthrough, and I was like emailing with Tyler, and like I came in like as soon as I could, and I talked to Lucy, and she showed me around for like 15 minutes, and it checked all my boxes like so well. Like it was perfectly in my budget. Like they had the loading dock, they had all the bins for all the carriers, and they had photo room. Like it was literally more than I was even looking for. So
it gives me too.
Yeah, it was really just like stars aligning. Anyway, so yeah, Lucy showed me around, and I was like, yes, let's do this. And she was like, okay. And I think I was the first person to sign these in Seattle.
Yeah,
so
you were definitely the first week for sure.
Yeah, I was definitely one of the early ones, and now like we are here every day. My team is here every day, and it's awesome.
Nice. Do you want to share these next few images, or did you want to share these at the end?
Oh yeah, we can go through those. Yeah, these are just kind of images of my product. And we definitely kind of have a certain audience demographic. We kind of exist in this corner of the internet, where it's a lot of millennial Gen Z females who are really creative and colorful and trend forward, fashion forward, and really cares about like their values and kind of why your brand exists and the story behind it. So yeah, I would say Instagram is kind of like our hub where we meet most of our people. And it's been great 2021. I think we're on target to do about 2 million in revenue. So we've definitely come a long way. I have a team of 8 now, which is crazy. So the theme of 2021 was really just like team building and operations. Yeah, and in the past few months, we've been featured in the Pinterest Small Business Guide, Instagram Small Business Spotlight. We were covered in a New York Times article about Y2K fashion. We get celebrity polls from people like Olivia Rodrigo, Kendall Jenner, Miley Cyrus.
Wow.
And if you don't know at least two out of 3 of those people, it's definitely kind of like, 99% female, kind of quirky, millennial Gen Z femmes.
I love all the bright colors, and your website's so unique too. Like really like sticks with you. We have a couple of questions in the chat. First of all, Lucy's on here, and she said you manifested this, which is
totally
great.
Did. I know.
And then Angela's saying that Instagram and Facebook read your mind, literally. One of the questions is, what would you attribute as your number one reason for such exponential growth?
Well, one of your like prompt questions was, what's your superpower? And I think my superpower is forecasting trends. So when I was concepting Chunks in 2018, I was like, yes, hair accessories are going to be a thing next year, because the 90s are kind of coming back, Y2K nostalgia, and there wasn't like a hair accessories centered brand that even existed. There was like 1 or 2, but it they weren't really serving my customer. So I just saw that opportunity. So I think people were kind of thirsty for it. And then also just like 2020 really was a breakthrough year. And so that it was a little bit of luck too.
Yeah. Well, we're so proud of you. I'm so glad that you're here, and it's cool that you have that Atlanta connection as well. I think like one thing I see in a lot of our members is like that really scrappy, like kind of like take the bull by the horns attitude. Like you manifested it, but you also like emailed Tyler and you did all of these things. And a lot of our members are that same way. They're like, this is where I need to be and I'm going to do it. And I think that energy is really great. So
yeah, totally.
Congrats. Unfortunately, we are at time. Does anyone else have any other questions for Tiffany before we hop off? Anything else that you want to share? I love your stuff. I think one thing I did want to say was I wish we all had crystal balls to forecast the trends, but I think what's really neat is that you didn't think like, okay, hair accessories are going to be the next thing. You were like, 90s are already coming back. So what's like a related thing that is probably going to catch on to that? And I think that's really clever. And yeah, congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, one last thing I would want to share is what we're doing for Black Friday and what we are going to be doing kind of every year for Black Friday is we're a bit contrarian with kind of a traditional holiday discounts. So for Black Friday, we're going to continue doing what we usually do, which is we ask the customer to pay full price for their order, but we donate 25% of their order to a cause that we care about. So instead of passing on the 25% to the customer, we pass it on, in lieu of the customer to, last year we donated to some Indigenous people's causes, Native American College Fund. This year, we're going to do some pro-choice causes and also like Indigenous people causes local here in Seattle. So they're just causes that we align with, our team aligns with, and our audience aligns with.
Yeah.
And that has really gone well. And it's like something that's really meaningful to us.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anyone doing that. That's amazing. Thank you for doing that. What a gift.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
I also, Tiffany's website's over here on the left-hand side if y'all want to click on it. But thanks so much for joining, guys. Have an awesome Wednesday, and we'll talk soon.
All right.
All right. Bye.